Hello and welcome back everyone to iSchoolPrep. Today we are going to talk about IELTS listening. Yes, that's one of the four sections on the IELTS test. So the four are listening, reading, speaking and writing. And today we will talk only about listening, what the listening test entails and how do you need to approach it. So the listening test on test day lasts approximately 30 minutes. And of course, there are two ways that you can take the test, as I had told you earlier in the previous video. You take the paper-based or you take the computer-based method. So if you are going the computer-based method, it will last for 30 minutes and you will be given about 2 minutes at the end to check your answers. But if you are going the paper-based way, you will get 30 minutes for the test itself, and then at the end you will get 10 more minutes, only for the paper-based, mind you, to transfer your answers onto the answer sheet. Because in the pen and paper based method, generally the right way to do it is listening to the audio and answering at the same time on the question paper itself, which you can later neatly transfer to the answer sheet, for which you get 10 minutes. That's the 10 minutes that I'm talking about. But mind you, don't expect the 10 minutes on the computer based. You will not get any more time than 2 minutes to just check your answers. So in the listening test, there are 40 questions and 4 sections. So there will be 4 sections, 40 questions, meaning 4 sections are divided depending on the audios that you listen to. And it's questions 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and 31 to 40. And as the test progresses, the questions get a bit more difficult. So the easiest ones will be questions 1 to 10, and the most difficult ones will be 31 to 40. Now, I'm not telling you they will be the most difficult ones, so by the time you reach 31 to 40, you have to be scared of it, or you start getting nervous. No, that's not the reason. Why I'm saying this is because the more you know about the test, the better you are prepared on test day. So you can expect that it's probably going to be a little confusing, or you might hear more of synonyms or more of paraphrasing as compared to the question. You might not hear exactly what is there in the question, but the audio will be a little tweaked. It'll mean the same thing though, but there will be different words used. So that will be more towards the end. That is what I mean. So many people look at the question and they want to listen to the exact word mentioned in the question. So if I'm looking at the question and I'm waiting for the exact word to come in the audio, that might not happen. Mostly it does not happen. And this is a scenario more so to do with the end of the test. Not that you will not listen to any synonym or paraphrasing at the beginning, but at the end it happens more. So be prepared for that. Then one major thing that you have to keep in mind is recording. The audio is played only once. So you don't really get to listen to the audio again. And multitasking is one of the key elements that comes into play. Why? Because you're listening to the audio at the same time you are actually answering your questions. So don't think that, the recording says there will be an audio played. Look at questions 1 to 6 or 1 to 5, for example, and then you are listening to the audio and you will say, okay, I'll finish listening to the audio and I will write down the 5 questions at the end. It doesn't work like that. You will not remember. You will not remember. Okay? So what you need to do is, they give you instructions, just follow the instructions. Exactly the way they ask you to do things is what they expect you to do. Now, they will tell you the next audio will play. You have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. So look at questions 1 to 5 in that time given. Do not do anything else. Don't look at 6 to 10. Don't look at 11 to 20, because they will give you time to look at 6 to 10 as well. So when there is time for 1 to 5, you use that time for 1 to 5. And I'll tell you why. Because if you have actually read the questions, another key skill that comes into play is prediction. So if you've read the questions, some have very obvious answers. So for example, someone will say there is this person that they are talking about in the audio, and the question says, where does he live currently? Okay, and on what street is his house, or what is the house name? So when you look at these things in the questions, you're anticipating an answer. You are predicting what the answer could be. So the street number cannot be anything else but a number, or maybe it could be 15A, or it could be alphanumeric, but it's going to be something to do with a number. Where does he live? It's going to be the name of a house, or a name of a street, or probably a city. So you are predicting that. That is why it is very important to look at the questions in the given time and try to predict your answers. Okay, now there are 40 questions, and I know the questions that the important question that comes to mind rather is, how am I going to be scored on a band scale? So here is a table for your reference. Now, when you look at this table, you will see that there are certain numbers associated with certain bands. So if you get a 39 or a 40, you will get a band 9, and so on. So this is a table to help you convert your scores into bands. Now the sections that I was talking about go one after the other. So section 1 will actually be a conversation between two people within a general context. So they'll be talking about anything in general, everyday life. Section 2 will be one person talking in a general context again. So it could be some instructions that one person is providing the others while the others are listening, only one person talking. Section 3 would be a conversation between two or maybe even more people. For example, there is a professor or a teacher talking to two students, and you will be listening to all of them. Okay? And section 4 is one person talking within an education context. This is more often than not a lecture, something on a study, a scientific study. It could be anything. So this is what the audios are going to be about. So you are well versed that this is section 1, so you're going to hear something like this. This is section 2, so you're going to be listening to one person talking in an everyday context. Section 3, okay, it could be a teacher or students talking, a teacher and students talking rather. And section 4, one person talking something about a study that you need to pay attention to, and so on. So what you need to consider is, this is just the basic information that I have provided. If you have liked this video, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet, and give a like and share this video as much as possible so that you don't miss out on the next videos that are going to come. And I am going to talk about listening in detail in the next videos. So thank you for giving me your time.